Hello and a very warm welcome. Thanks for tuning into News 9 Live. Shifting our focus to Israel, where the judicial reforms and the protest those particular reforms are facing seem there's no end of them dying down. Israeli flags have taken to the streets of Tel Aviv. Take a look at this. Tens of thousands of people under a sea of Israeli flags took to the streets of Tel Aviv during the weekend. It was the 17th week in a row to protest against the government's plans to overhaul the entire judicial system. For more than 3 months, hundreds of thousands of people have repeatedly taken to the streets week after week to demonstrate against the plan, crippling major highways and city streets as they accuse Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of pushing the country towards a dictatorship. The demonstrations have been ongoing since the beginning of the year, and the organizers plan to continue despite Netanyahu delaying the changes last month. The leaders of the mass protests want the proposals scrapped altogether. Never surrender reads the banners that demonstrators hold at a protest in Tel Aviv, which is Israel's economic hub. Smaller demonstrations were reported in several parts of the country as well. Protesters argue the proposed changes threaten Israel's democratic values, hurting a system of checks and balances and concentrating authority in the hands of Benjamin Netanyahu and his extremist allies. They also say that the Prime Minister has a conflict of interest in trying to reshape the nation's legal system at a time when he himself is on trial. Such changes would result in weakening the Supreme Court, giving Parliament, which is controlled by Netanyahu's allies, authority to overturn its rulings and limiting its ability to review the laws. The protest gained support from the military's elite reserve force, the businesses and large sectors of the Israeli community. But earlier, tens of thousands of right-wing Israelis who support Netanyahu's government plan to overhaul the judiciary flocked to Jerusalem to rally for the proposal, which has prompted some of the biggest protests in Israel's history. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had said that he was confident an agreement can be reached over his government's controversial judicial overhaul plan. Netanyahu said during a cabinet meeting in Jerusalem, his administration was working to resolve this debate through negotiations.
יש לנו מדינה אחת, היא יקרה וחשובה לכל אזרחי ישראל. יש בינינו גם ויכוח יסודי בעניין הרפורמה המשפטית, אבל אנחנו עושים מאמץ לפתור את הוויכוח הזה בהידברות. עכשיו, אני מאמין שברצון טוב של שני הצדדים, אני משוכנע שאפשר להשיג הסכמות, ואני נותן לכך גיבוי מלא.
Majority is 64, and they think that they want to go their way, but they still have to keep the democracy. It doesn't give them a mandate to change the system. Doesn't give them the right to create a dictatorship.
Hundreds of thousands of others every week to demonstrate, to demand that the government maintains a democratic country. Without democracy, we don't have a health system, we don't have justice, and our whole Zionist dream will fail. I'm here, and I will be here every week until the government falls.
Well, now Netanyahu was forced to delay the plan after it triggered unprecedented street protests and a spiraling domestic crisis. If an agreement can be reached in the coming weeks remains a particular question after the tumultuous period in which positions only appear to have hardened. The overhaul would give Netanyahu, who is on trial on corruption charges, and his allies the final say in appointing the nation's judges. It would also give the Parliament, which is controlled by his particular allies, authority to overturn Supreme Court decisions and limit the court's ability to review laws.